up in the air. Really going to come down to individuals, really going to come down to who is stronger at the moment, rather than looking into the more, yeah, they should have it on CT side, and then if they get 6 rounds on T side, you know, the deeper analysis is just not there at this point. As, of course, we get into the pistol. Let's take a looky. Let's take a looky.
Yeah, I do recall, I think myself and Mitchman casted like the first ever game of Vertigo on HLTV, so at least official. I think there was a show match before it, so I'm wondering if this is going to be up to that level at least, since neither team actually plays it. So we'll see how it goes. Kenzie gets himself the opening anyway as they move up through on towards that A bomb site, and well, with a smoke down, I think have given themselves enough room to get that bomb planted. Not much to be done in terms of the challenge, at least before the bomb goes down, but maybe they can snatch up the kill afterwards, and indeed they have. So a 4-on-4 now in play for that retake. They've got the kit as well, but they still need to move pretty quickly.
Gonna try and get Nealon on the hold. It's as simple as cover him out. It's gonna be awfully close here, you know. He's so damn close, he actually gets it done. No way. 1 kill on the retake, but the 5-second hold was perfect. Inch perfect. Millisecond perfect for K23. Oh my goodness. forZe, certainly a frustrating way to start the game off, but of course, with that classic force by coming into this round, they still do have a chance to run it back.
Yeah, I mean, it's a decent force buy coming through, but not the way I think forZe would have wanted to have let that one slip. It wasn't even the smoke, it's just hop on the defuse, do a little bit of spinnies, and hope you pull it through. Of course, they were able to make it work in the end, so K23 having a chance now, potentially, to get themselves a strong start on the CT side. I say potentially, because we did say, of course, the rifles have still come true for forZe, so it's not a bad investment in terms of firepower. And they'll be looking to try and use it early to potentially find an opening, it seems, around the ramp, knowing that they'll likely have the advantage even in terms of the actual weaponry. But K23 are, I was going to say, happy enough to continue on fighting. There was at least one man who continued to jump peek. Eventually, I think we'll just concede the control. And, well, this is going to be the play at this stage. There's not too many nades for forZe either for the execute. But so far, they've done a good job at pretty much just saving them. The boost might be caught here. No, never mind. They had a third man watching for it. I was a little bit afraid, but they were more than prepared. They had Mo also there in place. So it's a 4-man A stack. It's a 2-man advantage already for K23. This force buy so far just not working out for forZe.
Yeah, rough stuff. Totally not out of the question. They've got the stronger weaponry remaining. And they are playing the mind games, as you can see. K23 going to rotate Nealon back across. But as the action comes back in towards A, of course, he's not that far away. Nice deep smokes to try and isolate some fights here, but Fame will take down Sorty. Almeza trades him out. Dren out at Ivy, though. Looking to be the danger man. Going to get the good timing as he drops Almeza that bomb plant. So flip now against 4. Crazy for the first 2. But there's only 10 seconds left, right? Don't give him too many fights here. Oh, my goodness. If he had more ammo, he maybe could have got the 1v4, but not going to happen for him. He runs out, and Mo will capitalize.
Definitely a lot closer than K23 would have wanted, but all that matters is that they are actually able to get that one over the finish line in the end. Coming down to a pretty nice attempt, of course, from Flip. But the problem is, without the bomb plant as well, they can't really afford to keep on forcing and to keep the pressure on. So it looks like we're getting something a little bit more straightforward, at least here in the beginning of this matchup, Scrib. Obviously, our last one, it was the pistol won by one team, the force by then won, and then it was I guess back and forth for the first few rounds of that half. K23 though, they've got a chance to try and get a very strong start for themselves, and well, I was gonna say it was a decent find for Mo already getting the first blood, but an immediate deagle shot and return over on the ramp takes out Fame. I don't think his weapon will be recoverable, at least not all that easily. They haven't started moving up for it as of yet, at least. So but we'll see whether that's going to come into use or not. The deagle of Almazar is going to be working out perfectly on the timing on mid. Mo tried to flash his teammate in to see what was going on. Dren at least will hold strong back on the A bomb site. But even one more kill here, I think, would be a decent find for forZe in terms of just getting that damage once again.
Oh. Potential for it. No, but straight into the crosshair of Almeza, looking crispy on this deagle. And now he's like causing some panic. He's also got the information, and of course, that B is clear. Let's get the bomb down. Let's give it a real good go. And I think they will get the bomb down because Adren, yes, he's moving in, but he's moving in quite slowly. Smoked out as well. So bomb plant coming in. Holding on to this site is another question, of course. Who knows, bro? I mean, headshot angles in and around the stairs. It's not like the low HP or the lack of armor is really going to matter. The CT's split up as well. This is dangerous. Mo will take down Zorti. Almeza trades him, and Dren's got the information. Can he find the kill, though? Broken spray down to the Deagle. Gonna get it done. Oh, no. Disaster for K23. forZe have pulled off the impossible. Just a few Deagles bought in, but they win the round. That is unbelievable.
God damn it, and especially with only the one player having survived in the round before as well. Now, K23 just have so little to actually try and even challenge with a force buy of their own here back into it, and obviously they have to go for it, but it's really not great, as you can see. Nothing compared to the force buy that forZe got in their second round. It's better than the eco that forZe managed to win, I mean, if we're going to look at it that way, but it's still not ideal. A scout, some pistols, and M4. We'll see what can be done by K23, as already Fame is going to be caught trying to peek down in towards ramp. Good opening by Flit, and nade onto a Dren as he tries to recover the M4, does some pretty solid damage as well, so a man advantage, early ramp control. Things are looking pretty good for forZe so far. Oh, never mind, the Dren, he actually very quickly pulls back a wall bang. Gives that M4 to his teammate as well, willing to concede it considering his own health. So maybe there's still a bit of a shot here, but the weapons of course favouring forZe, and with a ton of time as well for them really to actually make the decision of where they want to move with this.
Little whoopsie there, sir. Oh, Neelan up close. Will manage to take out Jerry. It's going to drop the bomb as well. Dren's picked up Flit. What is going on, guys? Oh, God. They will get the bomb plant in here. No real return utility to deny that away. Oh, but just able to creep through thanks to that smoke. Is he going to get aggressive? No, he's just sticking around for now. Almeza is the one posted up aggressively. Flashbang is dodgy. But no one punishes. Norbert, of the smoke, has been spotted. Does a bit of damage on towards Zorti. Time ticking away here, though, boys. Into Almeza they will go thanks to the Molotov. And with that kill, I think things look pretty good. Double spray down for Almeza. Getting himself the 4K. Looking real good, the entry fragger. My guy, 10 kills right now for forZe.
Yeah, Almazar's is just absolutely popping off. I was confused for a sec. I was like, there's not only 10 kills, and I was like, Almazar's 10 alone. Because you said forZe by accident. I was really thrown off by it. We're all still warming up into things. I was thinking, is that all they have combined after the couple of rounds? Oh, damn, he actually caused a team kill. What the hell? Okay, the Dren somehow took out Fame. It's going to affect him a small bit. Obviously, a Dren loses a tiny bit of his money, which isn't going to help him out coming into what is a pretty important first real gun round. So we'll see how that ends up working out now for them. Whether Neelan can maybe take a kill or so would be a decent result as well. The only problem being with those MAC-10s in play, it's very unlikely he'd be finding a challenge against either of the AKs. So as you can see, when he finally does find a couple of players for himself, he just gets mowed down without that Kevlar. 13 now for Almazar. He's actually just going to keep it going. 13-1. He's absolutely nuts. I think we are on 10 kills between the rest of forZe now, though. I think that was the case even before. No, it wasn't quite, but it was close enough. Almazar got most of the work done anyway in that round. Here we go. 3-2 for forZe. K23. This probably should have been their lead at this stage, obviously. They have their chance to try and snatch it back now before it really gets out of control.
Yeah, it's very, very rough scenario, I think, for them to be in. You can see as well the money is hanging on by a thread already. Oh, nice find from Mo to beginners. He will get traded out. I think on Vertigo, the whole rule about trading frags is a little less, just because the rotations are so quick and the map so small. However, when Flit finds one untraded, well, now you've got a problem. Almeza out towards middle, looking to get the cutoff. Going to miss the timing here on towards Neelan, but in terms of the backstab, he looks pretty dangerous. Meanwhile, on the front side, still have forZe faking out A, but with Almeza creeping in towards B, that'll be the round. 4 versus 2 and a free B bomb plant. Does go down a little early. Maybe potential. There's only the 2 rotating across. Of course, you still got the Flit player remaining in towards that A side of things. Oh. Oh, Adren out wide does get one. Not going to be enough, though, is it? 2 versus 1 now for Neelan, but there's potential, like I say, for him to isolate the 1v1s here. That's what he's going to try and go for. Use the time to his advantage, and it's easier said than done. Low HP on both these players, though. Goodness me, 1 bullet apiece. 17 as they are equal across the board. Oh, my lord. It's flipped with the off angle, though, to find his head. Neelan never expecting that in a million years.
No, even if you swing on that angle, you're normally going to be looking a little bit lower for the actual headshot instead. I mean, with the health that was available, there could have been a chance he could have still hit the foot or whatever he did if he did swing. But, well, it's not easy. Of course, having fantastic reactions, hits the shot and manages to just, again, edge around in favor of forZe. It's barely, but that doesn't really matter as long as they're winning them, especially with K23, of course, being on the CT side. The economy can be pretty difficult to get going to get those buys. You can constantly just be thrown back between the full buys in these pistols as we're seeing right now. And while it is Vertigo, a position where I think forZe will definitely be looking for the slightly stronger half here on the T side. K23 will still be looking towards 6 or 7 rounds at least, I'd imagine, would be the hope. Fantastic shot by Adren. Actually gets himself an AK now to follow up with, and while he doesn't quite get the kill, she does bring Zorte all the way down to 1 health. It is unfortunate, though, that the molly now has stopped him from being able to recover that AK, and, well, Fame also could be in trouble here. If they manage to stop him from escaping and pull back a 3-on-3, then things should be decent for forZe. But I don't know if they'll be able to, and unfortunately that leaves them in a pretty rough spot. It's actually going to be a follow-up as well, the aggression in with that flash. I thought it was just to let the man escape, but no, it works out. Mo catches himself another kill.
Insane. Absolutely insane. All those years of major winner experience, of course, for Adren, one of the most versatile players I think the game had in 2017, sort of 2016 to 2018, let's say, while he was in the Hellraisers lineup and, of course, the major winning Gambit lineup. And it all comes to a head with that little exchange for sure. Bomb's gone down. It's all onto Zorti on 1 HP. Not a chance. Surely not. They know where he's at. He's actually out in the open. So, yeah, the trade, I think, would have been easy enough there. And K23 going to get a half-buy pistol round that they have no right in winning of their own. forZe, now they have to get a taste of their own medicine. They do have cash. That's where it differs. So they will be able to buy straight back into things. But all the same, a free round, as it were, for K23.
They have cash. They should put it back in the map pool, then. I miss it.
Got him. They should, though.
Bad jokes. Hadn't given you any of those today. Yeah, I do miss cash. What I really miss, though, is the old cobblestone. Before they... maybe rose-tinted glass. Hurt my like
I think...
I like playing it. I didn't like commentating it.
Right. I was literally about to say the same thing. I think that's it. You know, it was almost like a solved map. You know what I mean? There was like 1 or 2 set ways to play it that would work 90% of the time or whatever. It was fun to play. Mag 7 in drop was my jam.
Yeah, it was a bit different once they made it so you could climb up. You could get your own jump shots going with the shotguns then as well. You didn't need anyone to boost you up for it anymore. But yeah, we had plenty of moments on that map. Plenty of people just watching for the souvenir cases as well. That always be the case. Everyone like, my dealer. But it's 4-3 right now, so we do need to focus back on this one, of course. And, well, oh, the wall bang. Half a second earlier, they're pretty much for Fame, and he likely would have at least collected some damage off it. So that is unfortunate. We're down to a minute, and so far, no kills have come true. And I was going to say no damage, but Fame will now begin to move forward because of that molly, and actually get spammed down. I think Kenzie heard the tiny tick that managed to hit him.
And then a walk-in from Alamazer over on B. Didn't really check his angles. It was kind of an off angle from Norbert. Big name to be taken down, bro. He is most certainly the big name on campus right now. Another kill comes in as Adren will find Flit out in the open. That's also the bomb dropped kind of awkwardly. So K23 looking pretty good here. Bomb will go down. They do have the kits available. Some slight retake smokes. Well, smoke singular to work with. It's mainly the flashes. What are they going to go for here? So the Ivy smoke coming in. And they will have to focus on the front. Zorti then has the shooting range, takes an early peek. Jerry does get one as well. Zorti on the AWP, though. They've got nothing to deal with him, right? Tap onto the bomb. He'll have a peek up. Nothing there. Go back down. Same again. It's Mo to take him out. The time is ticking away. Kenzie, however, will be held off. Is there enough time for the defuse? I think so. Mo, again, major winner experience coming in big time to get K23 the all-important 4th round on the board.
Yeah, Mo's nuts right now. You know when Upper's on point and that they're going to be hitting all those up flicks when they're just hitting insta one-taps with whatever pistol they have. We've seen it with the P250 when he pushed in on the a couple of rounds back with that flash on towards ramp. Seen a nice shot there with the Deagle as well. It looks like we've got good form, at least for Mo, coming in today. If Zorte can match him on the up, then we're going to have a very exciting map ahead of us. Vertigo, while it's not the traditional map you think of when you think of Uppers, there's definitely still plenty of places for them to be utilized and to pull off some really nice plays. But the pause, understandably so, coming in from the boys on forZe after losing out that previous one in a position that almost looked to be theirs, pretty much. As you were saying, there was no nades at all to flush that player out of sandbags, but as the peak came in, Mo punished it, and then the man on ramp just has to swing wide because he hears the bombs already being tapped, or, well, and could be being stuck as it was. So it was, I think, a bit of a disappointing round loss there for forZe, but they still have the money to make up for it. So that's why they made the pause happen now, knowing that if they can win out this round, then they can just kind of brush it off.
Early peak coming in above the smoke, and Mo is able to fight. That timing is just gorgeous. Oh my goodness, what an entry. What an entry. We'll get a little greedy though, won't he, Dean? Of course he will after a shot like that. Zorty trades him back, so we're back to even Stevens.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think he can see him? It's a pun. I don't know if I stretch the words enough for it to work out perfectly.
Sometimes, you know, you got to be inside your head
to
understand.
I do make pretty silly jokes most of the time.
But that's
the entries
okay.
though have actually worked out in forZe's favor in the end, so it doesn't really seem to have mattered too much. They got the return on that initial frag, and well, with another one now being found, suddenly the 4-on-3 with still a minute remaining, they just look to try and utilize those numbers, move in, trade out efficiently, and well, as they go towards A, they're going to find a completely open bomb site now. Adren just began to back away. They're making a bit of noise though, so he should be given time if he wants to move back in. But I think he might be considering backing off just so that they can save this together. They'd be able to drop a couple of weapons over as well, so it's something that definitely is worth considering, rather.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's going to maybe stick around and try and find one or two with a tight angle kind of thing, but in terms of wide swinging, in terms of posting up, not so sure. Molotov going to come in. Ooh, nearly the double here, but no, going to get robbed from it. And I think now, certainly, it should be the save. I don't know, like you say, they do have the money to buy up in the next, it feels like. Still not the best of buys, of course. I don't know, this for me is an interesting choice. They give it their best shot, though. Down one goes to Flip with the off angle. And now it's just Neelan. Takes a bit too much damage off of that first exchange. And that's got to be it. He's going to try and, you know, bait them out, tap the bomb, but peeks in from the side, peeks in from the front. Not a chance. I don't know. I feel like, especially after Adren goes down, you got to save there, surely.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't save it. As we were saying, especially if they had saved all three initially, which, I mean, I understand trying to at least let Adren give it a go, but you back off, then you save the two, suddenly you have literally everything you could ask for in this round. It's still a decent enough buy, as we were saying, but there'll be a lack of... There's no Kevlar, first of all, for Mo. No nades onto a couple of the players. You can see Adren and Mo both only have smokes. Norbert only has a flash, so it could have been a lot better. Just the two weapons even being saved over, suddenly you wouldn't have really seen any weaknesses at all. It may not matter. Adren has already gone ahead and found an opening over towards ramp. Flit trying to move a little bit quicker around the smokes is going to be caught, and well, the Spice still sticking around for a moment there. Neelan just dropping a few smokes, and it shouldn't be an easy chance for a trade. Never mind. Kenzie creeps forward, might even have himself a second, but no, not able to finish that one off, and it's actually starting to crumble for K23 at this stage. Neelan needs to hold strong. He was the only one really getting any work done at all from the alley.
Wow, yeah, forZe taking it back to basics, looking for those 1v1 fights. As you can see, it's nearly the teammates that comes in, right? Just Flit that's missing a kill. Ooh, nice crack angle from Norbert there. Down to the 1 versus 1. He's going to get it done. He just runs in like a madman. And they're not ready for him. What more is there to say? Norbert saved the round out of nowhere when it seemed like it was kind of unwinnable in that 2v1. They just didn't expect him on the flank.
Okay, I mean, they're going to take it. Another very close round being won out by K23. So it's been kept on the brink for sure. I think we do finally have to see an eco now coming in, though, from forZe. I don't think they're going to be able to quite afford this one. Surprising, though. I mean, Jerry even could have just backed away at that stage if he wanted to. Didn't really have to stick around for the fight. Maybe it took a second or so for the info to cleanly be given over that he was killed from the flank and maybe not from a man wrapping around on short or whatever. So perhaps that was the issue with it. But it is a round that probably should have been forZe's. Could have really given them a chance to start running away with this T-side lead as well. So I think K23 going to be very happy to Norbert for being able to pull that one off, and we'll see now if they capitalize on it or not, because it is still a force buy from forZe. So if they can overcome this, and Eco then finally would likely have to come true, suddenly K23 start building up a bit of a lead here on the CT side, and that's when things really do start looking good for them.
Contact play here. Slow but sure towards B. Oh, burst off the back of the nades, getting everybody into position, of course, and ready to go. There's the contact, and in it comes. Jerry eating a lot of damage. A little bit of a block as Zorti was blinded up there by the CT flash. Norbert with 2. Fame taking out Kenzie, and the forZe attack. I think it's even generous to call it that. It's fallen apart. They will try their best to entry their way back in here. Almazer and Flit, probably the 2 best guys to do it. But it's just not going to happen. Flit now the only one left in a 1v4.
He's not feeling good about it. He heard those steps, I think, around mid and wasn't really sure if it was a flanker initially. At this stage, just looks like he's attempting to maybe take a few players with him. Gets the bomb back in his possession at least, but getting onto the sites is not going to be an easy task at all. It really is B or nothing as well. He can't really bring it over to A at this stage anymore, especially with the flanks that are coming through. Actually, no, it's not. I do believe that flank's still above the ladder. Yeah, sorry, I thought he'd already started to make his way down. You do have the double map, sure. Should have known. Has now finally moved down and, well, might have a chance of even stopping Flip from saving over the weapon. So we'll see how this works out for him. Either way, though, importantly, it is a round one for K23. Even with this AK, if it does get saved over, I was going to say they won't have the money for themselves in this next round. And he dies just after time. That really is the worst case scenario for Flit. Left with $150. That's not fantastic. That'll get him a decoy at most there. So not what he wanted.
No, I don't think so, mate. Don't think that's what you wanted. Yeah, it kind of screws them for the rest of the half, it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, I think they get 2,400 right, but yeah, even then, it's still going to leave them with a relatively weak buy on the players who can buy, and just nothing on Flit, really.
Yeah. It's bad times on Vertigo. That is for sure. Going to try and go for a quick round here, out towards middle. Oh, well, maybe if they play their cards right, that's exactly what's going to happen onto Fame. Oh, goodness. MP9 in prime position, certainly the best weapon to, again, mow players down. But again, you can easily get caught off. He gets the 4K, and he will find the ace. Beautifully held from Norbert. It felt very scary when they find Fame for free. Get the bomb down, you know, recover some weapons, that kind of thing. But Norbert says no. Gets the ace and finds number 7.
Able to hang on strong and just build up tons of money, pretty much, which should secure him for the rest of the half here. I don't think it's going to be a bunch of an issue. The 4 MP9 kills. Obviously finished it with the Tech 9. But it's 7 on the T side for K23. If they can confirm just the lead here on their CT side, then I think they're going to be feeling good no matter what. But at this stage, it's basically a position where if they can take themselves this, there's a really good shot at the tent actually coming their way potentially as well. And then whether the bomb and such goes down here. Definitely worth noting, Almazer is still leading the way by quite a heavy margin over there on the T side. He's been putting in a pretty big effort and can do it a little bit of assistance. Definitely harder to make this kind of individual carry at the moment that they're getting work on the CT side as well. So you will need to see everyone else stepping up as the game goes on for sure. But a much slower default from forZe. More so because K23 actually didn't challenge initially down the ramp, which is normally where we see the initial kills come true. But this time around short, just a molly being dropped by Neelan, not wanting to give anything away.
Light bits of spam through the metal wall, of course. Yeah, really looking to play things slowly here, out towards that A-bomb site. Smoke's going to come in. This will allow for the bomb plant in theory. Of course, never that simple, especially when you are on this super weak buy, as we talked about. Bit of blocking. That's a bit awkward. That's the wider plant as well. Very risky. He almost goes down, does Zorti. However, it's the kills through the smoke that are coming through here for forZe. 5 on 3. And with that move, K23 just going to save. Again, you know, not too much to add to it. forZe, simple execute. And they know their lineups.
Yeah, as you said, nothing too crazy, just straightforward execute on towards the bomb site, and well, that's the difference there. They were given a lot more room on towards the ramp than they'd been given in previous rounds. K23 have in general been very successful at finding that early ramp pick, and normally that's given forZe a position where they've always had to fight in from behind, or at the very best normally with a one-foot trade. This time though, not the case. forZe happy to take a pretty clean round for themselves as well. This time though, we do see the save coming in. It wasn't needed as bad as it was that previous time when we said that they probably should have gone for the save instead of the retake. This time they probably could have afforded the full buy either way, but I think it's more so about trying to ensure that they'll have at least a little bit into the round afterwards as well if this one doesn't go their way. And also, it confirms that there's literally zero weaknesses to this current investment. All of the nades, all of the firepower is there in terms of weapons. So they give themselves the strongest chance possible to try and return and potentially still take this towards 9. That's got to be the goal. Challenging down ramp looks to be the early goal in this case, though. Going to move through the smokes, though. forZe going to wait it out, it looks like. Yeah, but a slower default likely to come true, just as we had seen in that previous round. Will K23 decide to actually challenge true afterwards is the question, because if not, then forZe have probably taken the correct decision to just wait out those nades and let them run out. And indeed.
Indeed. Big damage onto Flip as he tries to take an early face, nearly goes down to the nade. Quite surprised that he didn't, because it seems like it exploded behind him. Zorti going to be left on 54 HP as well. Meanwhile, over at mid, there's a little bit of an encroachment going on, but Kenzie was the first. Nealon caught out in the open, can't win that fight. Adren, Durana hold, he gets the 2 low HP players. There's a couple more to go as well. They will smoke him out, they learn their lessons, but it's not perfect. Kenzie somehow, with the left eye peek, gets the advantage very narrowly, very, very narrowly, and very rarely happens, of course, but they've got to go back and get the bomb. 3 on 2, Almaza's pushed in behind. Fame has an inkling. Will he be ready as he comes around this corner? Nope, gets 4x3. And now it's all onto Norbert.
Flashbacks, though. We've seen him clutch before. Was a 1-on-2 with slightly tagged up players. Oh, and he's made the correct decision. He's brought this back on the B. He's got the bomb carrier. Suddenly, it's all onto Kenzie, and he has got so little time. Only 12 seconds to actually get this into the bomb site right now and planted. Takes the bomb out just as the peak comes in as well, and Norbert again manages to pull off the clutch for K23. He's given some opportunities for sure. They were separated on the actual movement in towards the bomb site there, and with so little time, it is a massive risk. And, well, they paid a price. That gives K23 now the opportunity, as we said, for 9. I was worried there initially because the man, Norbert had seen that guy who was, Almazar rather, who was creeping around, but they didn't think he could go through the spawn, I guess. They forgot about the door and just presumed he was going to be popping out around behind the smoke. So, in my opinion, that probably shouldn't have even come down to the 1-on-2. 2-on-2 should have been a little bit more likely, but he still makes it work. And it was just a 1-on-3 in general, actually, from Norbert. So, great work and, well, a somewhat limited buy from forZe. They've got most of the weaponry. Nades could be slightly better.
Big damage, though, does come through. So, very nice early on to always be getting that. Almaza with the advanced position. You know, the big man's trying. He's trying his best. Trying his absolute damnedest. Come on, guys. I've got 20 kills. Let's do it. But, you know, Flip falls to the AWP. For goodness sake. Honestly, I just need a little bit of support here, guys. Come on. But unfortunately, it's just not quite coming in. At the moment, they'll go for the execute once again. forZe do seem to have this in the back pocket. Finding mixed results, I would say, with it. Boost up coming through for Adren. Not able to find anything over the top of the smoke here. Going to try and stick to this position, but no one giving him anything. Retaking full flow. Of course, no running away, no saving this time. End of the first half as K23 looking for number 9. Flash comes round, and they might just be able to hold the bomb, Dean.
I do think that was initially going to be the hope, but no, tapping it instead as the spam comes true. Might have to go ahead and finally stick it. Oh, he'll be able to get it. He's actually looking to nearly find it. No, denied in the last second. Zorte even gets the follow-up kill then onto the man in the background. And again, they're just trying to stick it. It's just one off, one on. Unfortunately, though, the time isn't going to give them the opportunity to make it happen. It's going to be the 7th round in the end that goes the way of K23. As a pretty good recovery overall, of forZe rather. As a pretty good recovery overall, I gotta say, is pulled through. It's as close as it could be at the halftime, and well, we're gonna find out, of course, if that's gonna change or not going into the second half, just after we take a quick break, guys. So make sure you stick with us. All right, everyone, welcome back. We're neck and neck right now with an 8-7 scoreline at the halftime. K23, they were saved a couple of times, you've got to say, by Norbert having some tremendous clutches come true. But overall, a decent CT side showing, you've got to say, being able to come out with the 8 rounds. But forZe, they did manage to recover it up towards 7. So if they can get this pistol round especially, then they're right back into it.
Yeah, definitely the case. We're going to see some mid-aggression here to try and, cut off the ramp push. You can see, though, there's a T ready and waiting. Could be an absolute bloodbath. Only the one, but Neelan's got all that information in, so they're going to try and very quickly push on towards A. The bomb goes down. Kenzie over the top. Dangerous fight. It's Jerry with the quick double. Oh, my goodness. One of these shots. That's absolutely mental. Jerry's got the kit. Easy defuse. And forZe, yeah. Just win. Just see you later, guys. Thanks for the pistol. Yo, get the P250. Oh, okay, someone did. I was going to say, it's a P250 right there, guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought you overlooked it as well, but no, I think Kenzie managed to get it for himself in the end. Damn, though. There were some crisp, clean shots throughout. I didn't manage to catch the Jerry ones on my perspective, unfortunately, but the final one, especially from Kenzie, the jump up was really nice. And it was just a swift pistol round in general. forZe not letting too much go. Obviously, the bomb plant coming in, there's the extra money there at least. So K23's economy is looking decent enough. They can get a few pistols and still have the money there now for a full buy in the following. But forZe, ideally now, are going to look to not drop a player. One at most, really, in this round. Probably the MP9 after hopefully he gets a few kills to feed up his economy. And just hope to set themselves up for an early, strong CT side. Again, with this being the best of one, there's really no room for mistakes to be made.
Oh, sir. Seen a little bit more of this creep in. The T side going for the early AK buy. Uh-oh. First, Diga comes in.
He loves ending the rounds. He's going to give opening them up a go as well.
Not a bad way. It's not a bad way at all. And you can see the panic, the tense muscles of forZe coming into play. Jerry trying to be the man to find this opening for his squad, but Norbert, performance of a lifetime right now, getting another 5-on-3. Yes, they've got no armor, most of them. But still, this is so hard to retake right now. Mao goes down on the backside. Mo, sorry. Apologies to Mr. Mo. I know that was an issue back in the day. Either way, they are trying to burst their way in. Zorti's got a kit. Smoke on top of the bomb, but the kills are coming in thick and fast. There's one over into the sandbags. What's going on? It's such a mess from both sides. It's all down to Zorti, though. He's got to ace up to win this round. He will find another. There's not a lot of time, and it's a Dren to take him down. K23 win the force and forZe. Oh, it's so frustrating to watch.
Oh, yeah, it is, but it's also pretty entertaining, I'm not going to lie. It definitely makes for exciting games. Keeps you on the edge of your seat, keeps you on your toes, not really sure of what's coming next. And, well, we know what's coming next for forZe anyway. With the terrible economy that they do have to just go in for the force buy. They've got deagles of their own, they'll look for revenge. But K23 have just given themselves an absolutely tremendous opportunity now off the back of that. If they win out this round, suddenly an eco comes in from forZe, K23 up towards 11, they win the first gun round, and then that lead really gets going. And at that stage, forZe are not going to have too many more opportunities to get themselves back into the game. So you can see the path forward for K23 right now, how they could make this potentially even a dominant half from this point on. Obviously, it's not going to be easy. But if they can overcome this force buy in a clean fashion, then I think they'll be on track for sure. Dren, I thought he was going to drop the nade. He's considering it. If he threw one over towards default, he might have actually done some decent damage, but he just drops the molly in the end. That should push those players back just as they wanted to go forward. That was tremendous timing from a Dren. And now the nade as he pushes them all back onto the site. It's unfortunate he doesn't actually get any damage with it.
Yeah, a little bit of a shame. You know, those nades, they're always disappointing. What can I say? They just really do not deliver. Unlucky. Either way. Okay, what's happened here? We've had a team kill come in. It's actually a 4-on-3, at least briefly. The Deagle bullet's close, and Nealon is going to drop. That's the bomb going down again, Dean. Oh, my goodness. Don't tell me we're in for another one. Absolutely mad. The bomb is just in such a difficult spot to work with. Mo tries to take the cross through no man's land, and he loses his life. It's a Dren 1 versus 3 against the Deagles. You could not write it. This is unbelievable.
Oh, damn. Dren, though, he's going to give it a go. Actually, it's a really nice first shot with the player up close on the right. I was going to say it's going to be so difficult to deal with. He gets it all the way down to the one-on-one in the end. But Kenzie with that deagle lands the headshot. It gets way too close for my liking. That was very, very winnable for a Dren there in the end. But, I mean, it should have been their round in the first place. So they're the ones who really let us slip. forZe can be more than happy again being able to fight their way right back into this one, as it just remains neck and neck, as we had said. It was so going into the half, and as the half starts to go on, it doesn't really seem like anything can separate the two. To buy again back in from K23 with a couple of rifles even to work with. Nades as well are there. I think I heard them typing. I think there might be a stop coming in now if we're unlucky. Some sort of issue perhaps.
Yeah, I think
I do believe so, unfortunately.
Is indeed. No damage done as yet. So it should be all good. But we've got, okay,
Nealon
Nealon
has
timed out. So there he goes. And it's a little bit of a farce, of course, to get back into things, but it should be all fine because there's no damage and all that. We don't really need to communicate too much. They are just going to wipe themselves out here and go for the match medic. So,
is he back already?
I mean,
no, he is not. I don't believe.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's hard to tell with the custom HUD.
Yeah. They're just going to go for it and wait for him to get back in. I love that instead of in the console, they're just going to jump in. But Nealon is indeed back, so we shouldn't be too much longer here, folks.
Yes. Quick one. This is what you want. It's what you get when it's a big event as well. Yeah. We were stuck in the qualifiers for a while, where if a pause happened, you'd expect 20+ minutes.
we had our 6-hour game for like the Oceania.
Forgot about that. One best of 3, yeah.
Yep. And that was
6-hour best of 3. That was a mad one.
A little uncool. Yeah, we're being informed though that it shouldn't be too much longer. So of course, Dean and I, we like talking. That's kind of what the job's about. But I kind of prefer talking about Counter-Strike. Don't know about you. So
I could ramble on about most things, to be honest.
Less than cool. Well, there you go. That's a skill in and of itself, Talk for Ireland, of course. Rightfully so.
We're all pretty talkative over here, so I don't know about that.
That's cool. I mean, I like the Irish. The Irish are cool.
There's a lot of stuff a lot of us come out with can be mad though. We have a different approach to humor a lot of the time. Very hit or miss, I think. A rough buy though again from K23. Same as we had seen before. I don't think they changed anything up after the match medic. Maybe the nades might have been slightly different, but I was going to say in terms of the actual weaponry that's available, it is the exact same. Unfortunately, though, already losing out on one of those weapons. The Tech 9 not going to find too much success either. I think I was actually down on B as that fight was coming in. Over towards the ramp, though, on A. Things are getting a little bit more dangerous, I was going to say, for the CT side, but Zorte manages to hold on. Gets the 2 of them with the USP in the end. Leaves Fame on only 10 health here. He wants to finish, and it's Flay who steals it away from him, but he doesn't care. His teammates get it done. That's the main thing. It's going to be 10-9 for forZe now.
This one a little bit more competitive, and I think rightfully so. The stakes, as it were, pretty high, especially for the forZe side, as we've said. Both teams down 0-2. forZe struggling against teams that they absolutely should be beating. K23 maybe included in that. Moment still up in the air, and the wild pick of Vertigo has, I think, thrown both teams, a little bit for a loop.
They both seem to know how to play it, though.
Yeah, I think so. They have got to have been working on it to let it get that deep in and not turn it away. But still, you have your scrims, you have your practice. It's never as true as the eye test, as true as the hands-on experience, that's for sure.
Kenzie, nice peek in. Actually doesn't get any of those kills, sorry. It's Jerry instead who cleans it up on the MP9. It's what you prefer anyway. Send the money over towards Jerry so he can have that extra cash. Will he upgrade? Doesn't look like it. 11-9 though, so this is still pretty close. It could very easily be brought back by a gun round or 2 being taken in a row, and it will likely have to be the 2 in a row for K23. See, there is enough money in the reserve there for at least 1 buy for forZe, at least on most players. Zorte could be a tiny bit short. Well, let's see what he can find here in this round. Wants the early aggression. Does have a slight gap, I was going to say, above the top of that smoke. But he's not quite going to be staying long enough to actually get an opportunity. So backs away, keeps it safe, and well, I can understand that. Even though this is the buy for K23, of course, you can see already within the first few seconds they've already put themselves down to only having 3 smokes in a single HG. So the nades are definitely not there. forZe can certainly just sit back and kind of let K23 stew in their own pressure with not really having the nades for moving forward. They'll still have to be very cautious, pretty much no matter what.
Indeed, time to be careful. Time to pan things out. Damage onto Fame, a bit more follow-up damage there. Still sticking around, still feeling the entries. Meanwhile, Ken's going to get aggressive in towards Ivy. In comes the hit towards ramp. Success in some places, failure in others. K23 not able to get the entry into the site that they actually want, though. few counter smokes here from the CT side to keep them at bay. Looking good as more and more damage comes in. Quick 1-for-1 from Flit. Still now the 3 versus 3. It's so hard to call here, Dean.
Not able to stop the bomb plant, though. I don't think the nade didn't even do too much damage. Instead, it's actually the up wall bang, I think, that ends up bringing him down. Either way, not able to deny the bomb plant itself. Now it will have to come down into the retake. They have a smoke and a couple of flashes as they look to push forward, but you can see already K23 with pretty strong positions. Sandbags in towards the ramp. One man on short, in on short as well, rather. The bomb's already taken away down to half. They do at least get the smoke put on top of it, but Almazar instantly caught trying to push up on short. The swing from Norbert is actually very preemptive. The bomb wasn't being stuck. Fame doesn't even have any vision because of that smoke that's down. And with the low health, I was going to say he's in trouble of a counter spam, but it doesn't matter. It's the up from Genzi. He had to take the safe approach, rather, peeking around instead. And he puts in the cover for his teammate, who's able to pull off the defuse with relative ease right there. It's going to be a 12-9 scoreline right now. forZe are really getting things going since swapping over to the CT side. And despite the bomb plant there for K23 coming through, if they want to buy again, it's going to have so few nades behind it. So it's honestly kind of a tough position to be in. They've gone ahead and called a pause because of it.
I think it is totally fair. Hanging in the balance. Oh, man. Just as it, was getting close and heating up, forZe have found their sea legs, as it were, and really, really starting to run away with things now. CT side building up cash, K23 scary in terms of their own finances and in terms of the fact that they keep coming close, but when it gets to the crunch, just can't find it. Considering this is the map that they move towards, their T side is looking less than tested. Yeah, they've got the ideas of the executes and the setups that you can do in practice in the server beforehand, but when it comes to those crunch moments, it looks like they have less experience in that sense.
I mean, to be fair to them, though, it was also a massive grind for forZe. It definitely wasn't as straightforward as you'd normally think it would be for a team. And again, that probably just does come down to, as you said, with it being the inexperience. It's normally there's the straight-up ban for both of these teams. That's why they were sort of willing to gamble it through. So it put them on a slightly even field, but it definitely seems like so far the CT side anyway going slightly better for forZe. Molly's gonna screw Jerry. The smoke I thought was gonna even go off the building for a second. Thankfully it doesn't, but the nades coming in aren't gonna make it any easier. A pretty fast finish then from the Tech-9 with only a single bullet being needed, and that nade might even do some pretty good damage onto these two players indeed. Zorte and Flit tagged up, but Molly in as well. I was thinking to take them off the angle, but no, Zorte stays incredibly aggressive for the moment on it, but K23 have reasonably rather decided that they want to just slow this down. They didn't quite need to make the commitment happen as of yet, and I believe are actually shifting the bomb back around to B, hoping to sell out a bit of a fake, but Adren's gone down pretty early, so I'm not too sure if it'll be one that they'll fall for now, but we'll see. There is actually one player back on B towards the scaffolding, so I was going to say Almazar probably wants to just play for the retake, but he's actually gone ahead and pushed in now and lost his life.
This is kind of problematic then. Bomb goes down, man advantage. They've got this lurking presence coming in from Norbert, so a lot to be done. forZe very slow moving so far. Nobody giving them anything on K23 because they know they've got this man on the flank, and in he comes, going to find himself the double. Where does Kenzie go now? He's trying to push forwards and just isolate the players in towards the bomb, really. Can't get that done as Mo will take him out. Oh my goodness. Massive round for K23 to keep in contention, to keep the game alive, as they will get a massive cash injection, as well as number 10 keeping the gap close. forZe will be able to buy back in, but this next round, oh, it feels like it could decide the game,
I mean, yeah, no, I was going to say there was decent money going into it, so I was wondering how much was going to be left over, but no, there's not really anything after the investment from forZe, so they're putting everything back into this, so you're right. This one could potentially give K23 the chance to tie it back up at 12-12 at least. And on the other hand, it's still a very fragile economy for the K23 buys as well. So if they end up losing this one, they won't have much to buy into the following. And at that stage, the victory, the finish line will be within reach for forZe. So there's a lot on the line. K23 are the ones who bring in the pause, despite having obviously found themselves some success. They know that it's a desperately needed round right now, that they need to chain them together. That can't just be a one-off in the previous. See how they swap things up. They've got plenty of nades this time around as well. That's something that we haven't really been seeing for them. We're able to get all of that investment back through, and well, forZe are actually lacking a little bit in the utility themselves on towards Kenzie and Zorte.
Oh, Mo with the opener though. Doesn't matter about your utility, whether you've got one smoke or a full belt. It doesn't matter if you're dead. So, yeah, there's my top tier analysis on that one. Nice early opener for Mo. Minute and 25 left on the clock. I mean, that gives K23 the run of the mill here. They, in theory, should be able to win the round off the back of that. But, of course, forZe have got other ideas with their slightly more aggressive stances. You can see the position from Kenzie especially. Had potential. But I think with him going down, you know, the thought of saving definitely comes in. Almaze is sticking about. Able to find one, and the bomb's lagging behind here, so 4 versus 3, but K23, cold feet, could be costly. Oh, unless Almaze walks straight into the crosshair of the AWP, of course.
Damn, nice shot by Mo. He was double zoomed there as well. That's not an easy flick to make. On towards the head. They're actually going to call for just a very quick A commitment to come in now. There is still a player in the back of A. That is Jerry on the op as well. So, honestly, probably the best situation for forZe is for them to have him come towards this AWP. But he pushes through very aggressively. Actually gets away with that 1 kill onto Neelan, but sadly can't make it around the corner before being hunted by a Dren. So it's all on Flit, as we need another miraculous clutch to come through. We've seen a few of them for K23. Now it might be Flit's shot to pull one through for forZe. He still knows there's a man up on the bomb site, but Mo, back as sandbags had been posted up the entire time, was holding the left side for his teammate so that he could be fully focused on the right side push up, and they just played that well off of each other. 12 to 11, it's 1 round in the difference. That's not going to last very long either, with it being a full eco pretty much from forZe. We've got a game on our hands again. Whenever it seems like it's going to get out of control for one of the teams, they manage to pull it back out of nowhere. We've seen it loads of times in the first half as well, with the force buys being won, and even a couple of ecos coming through. And, well, we've seen it a couple of rounds back there with K23 now, having a resurgence off the back of being able to win one of those weaker buys.
Yeah, hopefully not going to happen again. Don't know if I can suffer another buy like this winning a round. Don't think K23 can either. Very quiet to begin with, though. forZe looking to stack areas. They've got a bit of a head stack going on towards A there. Almaze pushed up with the off angle. Getting dropped. Finds one, but that's all. Still, any damage is good damage. He gets a lot of information in quite early into this B push, so the rotation's going to come through thick and fast, as you can see. And the K23 act upon it, though, that's the real question. Yeah, they are baiting them out here. The bomb still headed up, but quite slowly. Meanwhile, they have flanks on flanks on flanks, so even I don't really know where they're going to go.
Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward one, to be honest. Does seem like the bomb's starting to, I thought, move back from B. Never mind, it's actually going to come, I believe, now. Just join up again with the with Neelan as he moves up the stairs. Did seem like maybe for a moment they were considering heading back over. We do have a Dren also pushing up on the ramp, so they're kind of just probing everywhere. A little bit risky, I've got to say. I'd probably rather they use the weapons together, but they're trying not to run into a complete stack on either of these bomb sites, I suppose. And, well, when you've seen already a few of the rounds against weaker pistols go wrong, you can understand. And they are together now, at least, as they go in, only against the USP. Unfortunately, Mackenzie's not able to land any shots on it, leaving the Deagle and the AK to try and get something done. Zorte actually gets himself one. Gonna need to come through with a quad kill overall, though, and a 1-on-2 here if he wants to try and pull his team out on top, and he's not able to. Neelan straight up takes the fight, rather, and manages to win it. We're at 12-12, we're tied up. This is not a scoreline that was looking too realistic just a few rounds back.
And now, the forZe timeout. Yeah, they've really got to talk things over because it all hangs in the balance, man. How did we get here? I think that's what forZe will be asking themselves. What the heck happened? We were in such a great position and now... Well, now we're not. Now we're at threat of losing another, going 0-3. And as we touched on with Group A, going this far down, this early on, probably going to knock you out for the playoff contention. So
especially when the games you haven't played yet are the hardest.
yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, VP and Gambit just watching this like, ah, cool. Yeah, nice one. Looking good. Looking easy peasy for us. I don't know. We'll
Interesting
see.
to see who's able to claim the third spot in the group then, because my money would have been on one of those three, of course. Whichever one didn't make the top two. But obviously, 4 is not looking great. It's not over yet, though, so they could definitely still make the victory happen here. 12-12, not impossible. As we said, the buy is lacking a small bit. It needs to be better. They don't have an op to work with, unfortunately, on towards Zorte, and obviously he's been pretty impactful on that weapon when he has had it. Look at this flank from Almazar. Is there anyone watching this? No. If he waits this out, he should have at least a couple of kills from this right now. Maybe even 3. He lines them up. Transfers over. It's 3 for Almazar. He's been doing so much throughout this game for forZe, and he doesn't look to slow down. While the distracted Jerry charges through and takes a couple for himself as well. And that's Almazar up to 27 now. He certainly slowed down, but I think that was the perfect time right there for him to wake back up.
Yeah, he has been the game changer for forZe in a lot of rounds, right? We had Norbert on the other side of things for K23, that's the game changer. And Almazar comes in with quite possibly the most important play of the game for him. And therefore for forZe, and therefore for the game in general itself. We'll have to see. The buy from K23 is anything but good. Couple of AKs and the rest on upgraded pistols. Yes, they've all got armor. Yes, they've got a bit of utility, but forZe, this is their chance. Game firmly grasped by the tail. They absolutely have to take it now, because if they let this one slip, oh man, I'm sure there will be a lot of self-loathing going on this evening, but they're not thinking about that. They're not thinking about that. The win now within their vision, on the horizon. We'll see. We'll see. K23, what have they got up their sleeve?
Some extra AKs would be nice, but I don't know if they'd fit up their sleeves. I think they've just got the 2 that they're showing us currently.
AK akimbo, yeah, would be nice.
That's how you do it. The recoil, though, would be nasty. Would you need 2 mice? Would you need the dual-wheeled mice for that as well?
1 for each, yeah.
Do the spray patterns. Let's see, though. Again, there is a couple of rifles in play, but this is just a must-win round for K23 since they've gone all in. And well, smoke's down on towards the bomb site, looking like a fairly straightforward execute. We've seen this work for them before. And with Jerry, I was going to say being alone here on short, if they could isolate this fight and take themselves the advantage early on, and perhaps a weapon away, that could have been a good shot. Unfortunately, though, it's actually both of the rifles that are immediately dropped out of play, and Jerry just keeps on going. He's got himself 3 already. The quad will be denied, but it doesn't matter anymore. Norbert's got to pull off another clutch, and this time it's not just the 2-on-1 or the 3-on-1 that he was asked of before. It's going to have to be the ace clutch instead, and I'm not going to really fancy his chances, considering he's got 5 seconds. And, well, a man flanking him out as well who's going to be there to actually just finish him off in the end. 14-12. They're not going to be able to steal that one away. They don't send you crazy, Scriv. It's going to be a pretty straightforward one for forZe, thankfully, as expected. And, well, now without the bomb plant, this should be a full eco for K23, so it's likely going to be an overtime that they have to play for in the end. They really can't do much here. You're not even really seeing pistols upgraded, I don't think.
Should absolutely be the game here for forZe then, Dean. That's what we're saying. That's what we're alluding to.
Should. Definitely should. Doesn't
Never that easy, though, is it? Hey, we've casted enough of this game, watched enough of this game to know that it is never that easy. And, of course, the beautiful game of esports that Counter-Strike is not over until it's over. You can't call it prematurely. And I think if forZe start to do that, they will suffer the consequences. Oh, they're buying. They're buying, Dean. They're going for it. Oh, you know, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. There's a fair amount on the line. Go for it, boys. Send it. Absolutely send it with the confidence here. We'll see what they've got in plan for forZe here.
I mean, they've won a few force buys in general, but it's not really on the T side. It's been a bit more of a struggle here. So far, never mind. Fame's already got the entry. Why was I doubting? Almazar's going to pull one back at least on towards short, and it looks like they've slowed the push down overall for now. Yeah, I don't think K23 really want to make that very quick commitment happen anymore. They're willing to just take themselves a 4-on-4. Still having an 8K to work with as well on towards Fame, and then, of course, some rifles then. So a better position kind of than they started in anyway. We'll see if they can deal with this offer successfully on towards B. At least a 1-for-1 going to be needed, and no, not going to be a trade available. At least not initially. A molly even then being dropped and some flashes from Zorte just to hold them back the extra few seconds. And well, it's given him plenty of time to go ahead and reposition. And has given his teammates a bit of time to reposition as well, I believe. You've seen a man push up on mid, a second player rotated on towards B as well. So K23 are walking straight into the stack right now.
Yeah, this is not the best place to be. We do have a touchdown nade, but it's the kills coming back through. Going to get the boost. Oh, a little awkward. No, we're not going to get the boost. Bomb plant is in. Gives a little bit of comfort moving into the next round, but of course we've got this flank moving in from Jerry. He has been somewhat spotted, but at the very least, you know, he's keeping attention on him. Nealon goes for the wide swing. MP9 against the AK. Should be doable. Meanwhile, no on the front side. Good for one. It's now all down to Nealon against Jerry, and Nealon will get it done. The force buy pays off. forZe have crumbled in the most important round of the game. Oh, and they just have the money built up, thank goodness. But K23 staying hot on their heels, not letting them get away with this victory easily.
They had such a good start into the round as well. Pretty much at every single point up until the final second when they lose that last player, they had an advantage in the situations, even the 2-on-1, as I was saying. It's just a well-played situation in the end. There are some nice shots being landed in general there from K23 that manages to just about salvage and pull themselves back up into this now. So it's one round in the difference, and all of the money's in for forZe. If they lose this, they will have nothing at all in the following, and they'll be left in the position that K23 were in just a few moments ago. But as I say that, Split, of course, is going to go ahead and open things up. He finds Adren trying to creep around that smoke on ramp. No one else was ready to actually follow up for a trade either. So it's going to be a strong early advantage for forZe. Although they're continuing with some aggression, I was going to say, pretty much across the map. They had a man pushed up on B as well as Flihu was down ramp there. So I was going to say this is dangerous considering the advantage, and I think they've realized that. They've decided to just back off. Fresh smoke on B, it'll keep them at bay for a while. They'll have to consider that there could still be a player pushed up. And you can see as they move in towards ramp, they did at least have to be a little bit cautious there and didn't really have the ability to just walk in too fast. So they spend a few seconds at least.
Slow movements across the board, really. We do have this quasi-ramp control coming in. What they can do with that, though, remains to be seen. Boost attempt going to be made. However, the bomb is moving its way back towards B. They can't spot the player here. It's a little bit of a fake out. The push will come through, and at the back end of the site, Kenzie's got a hold. He finds the first. Team flash, sure, but it just makes life a little easier for him. Jerry, meanwhile, going to take down Fame on the backside, so it's down to Norbert and Mo to clutch up against 5. Not going to happen by the looks of things. Mo, the only one left. 10 seconds to go. He'll take the AWP into the next. And forZe, it's a rough journey to get there, but they will hit match point.
Counter-terrorists win.
Yeah, it's a round later than they should have, as you were saying. Mo barely hanging on to the op right there. It's going to give them an op to work with now in this potentially final round, or at least coming into the last couple. But it's going to be the only rifle they have, unfortunately. Other than that, the force is only really going to yield pistols for them. As you can see, in most cases, not even with utility behind that, as most of them just had the 1400 from the loss bonus to work with. So it's a very weak investment that they need to win out here to potentially bring it to overtime. If they win the first of the two, though, this really is the much harder task, I suppose. If they win this one out, the actual overtime then should come to them pretty easily in the following round. But of course, it's a little bit easier to say than to do, as Almazar already with the open, and there's good damage on Mo as well from the early nade, I believe, as the op gets dropped with no opportunity at all to really get anything done. Now they're stuck down in a 3-on-5, backs against the wall, as forZe look to take themselves victory.
Well, all I'm saying is I hope somebody's packed the sledgehammer, because this is not looking good at all. Adren, maybe he did. Able to find one here with the Deagle and creating some chaos. They're trying to distract, but it's Kenzie, the double, that leaves Adren all by himself to save the game against 5, essentially. This is impossible. Even for major winner Adren, FaZe Adren back in the day, if anyone